So I guess I finally made her. Pale Hatchet, everyone. The wireframe at least, the copper wire framing armature for the Pale Hatchet character from Project Tether. That's the idea of this whole 45-minute video you saw earlier if you did. And the 15-minute video before, that being the one where I messed with the clay a little bit just to get in the grind of this again. So why does it take so long for me to get back into claymation, yet why does it take me so quickly to suddenly jump into the longest term project? So here's the thing, both those things are conceding with each other for a reason. It's like with taking a long time getting the claymation, you may have seen when the Density Colors of Fire that I actually took a lot longer to even do it sooner before 4th of July. But it was like doing it all of a sudden like that, it took a little longer anyways, and those films were still very quick to make, but I did them, took my time with them, each of the 5 parts of the montage, and by the time I finished the montage set, it was like, yeah, they were done over the course of like 2 or 3 weeks or longer before 4th of July, but they were still uploaded before 4th of July, but they were still done very quickly. Just in separate times, it made it look like it was a long time to do it. It wasn't. Not necessarily something that I could brag about or nor shit on, but like, the Density Colors is probably one of the hardest things to make, but they weren't like something that I was actually really like, I didn't look like I was in a healthy state when I made them, but I promise I probably was. I really was. I just, when I did those films. So I already messed with the clay, some of the clay models, the props for those characters already, just to make the 15-minute video, by the way. So that was a Hanukkah spinning toy thing. but the other video, 45-minute, where I made Pale Hatchet, it was like, that was continuing off from the toy video, and that was to get back into doing more claymation. Like what I'm saying earlier was like literally like making this claymation stuff, not just from the trauma, but like literally just actually getting to actually see how to bring this with me as a tool, as a talent, hopefully as a passion someday. But the passion's not there yet. The maybe the passions I have in the meantime can combine with it. That was an idea I read over the course of the time of this channel a little bit. So, you know, as for why I would jump right into Project Tether too soon, as a longer term project idea for before I'm even legitimately less than amateurish at claymation, even though I'm still really good at it at this point. There's a lot of things I don't do right. Like I don't polish my props, I don't animate as cleanly. But beyond that, and there's not all things I experiment with I could be doing. Like I could be using more background props and designs, but and multicasting other things and video editing, the footage thing, like even Dragon Frame for that matter, or Summer Pro clips. But beyond that, yeah. Oh, by the way, I hope they could use Moonray later on. That'd be really fun to see if that actually helps with my animation process, even though it's not animation software, but whatever I can use with whatever DreamWorks is offering from open source. You heard that lately. I can make a video about that as well. But here I am jumping, technically, maybe jumping straight into Project Tether sooner than expected. But I knew it would be sooner anyways, because I knew that I was perpetually, constantly talking about Project Tether for years, since 2017 or even earlier. And it was like, when will I finally make it? Well, if this is an indication that I might make it now, or even in the future or something like that, then yeah. But and the motivation doesn't have to come just from making it. It wouldn't just be like, oh, I won't carry my creation as much as I could anymore, because it just grinds to a halt unless I do something like this I truly care about. Then fine, maybe that might be the motivation. Hopefully that doesn't burn me out anyways. If that were to burn me out, I wouldn't be even making this claim out this armature wire or the toy video. But I just that way the toy video could be good for marketing, but I don't know. But for Project Tether's sake, I can end the video here. But for Project Tether's sake, that might be a maybe.